Welcome back. Today we're going to be taking a look at the base of that two-part hutch that I purchased a couple weeks ago. Previous video we redid the top of the hutch, made it a standalone unit, and now I'm going to show how we can make this bottom console sideboard table into a standalone unit as well. So you can see the hardware is pretty ornate. There's a lot of details. It's chunky details on these door fronts. I think if we swap out this hardware and paint this piece a nice bright neutral color, I think it's gonna really simplify all this design, and you'll be able to see how a piece like this could fit in today's modern home, where right now it looks a little dated. It's showing its age a little bit, but I think we can really freshen this piece up and show how it is a versatile piece that could go in many different spaces with many different functions, fit a myriad of different styles. After a thorough cleaning with a TSP substitute, I am going to scuff sand the entire piece, every part that's going to be painted, at least with a 120 grit, so that I can create a good tooth for the primer and paint to stick to. After this is complete, I will use Bondo to fill in any dents, gouges, as well as the old hardware holes, so that I can drill new holes and install new hardware when I'm ready to. Once that Bondo is dry, I'm going to take my sander, sand back all the excess, and determine whether either a second round is needed or just some surface level wood filler will do the trick. Now that everything has been filled and scuff sanded, I'm going to give it all a good wipe down with fresh, clean water once again. Get all that sanding dust off. Now that I once again have a nice clean surface, I am going to tape and plastic off the cavity of this cabinet so that I don't get any spray inside. I'm gonna prime with a bin shellac primer. Give it a good stir, shake it around. And I am gonna spray this primer. Just make sure if you do spray a shellac primer, you clean it up with either ammonia and water or denatured alcohol. I'm gonna strain it to avoid any dried bits or clumps getting in. Now that I'm all done spraying the primer, I'm going to very lightly sand with a high grit sanding sponge just to knock down any little dust particles that might have landed in the primer and get it ready for paint. Now that the primer is all dried and sanded, it's easy to see some areas that might need just a little bit more filler. These areas can be a little bit more difficult to spot in the original dark finish. I'm gonna strain some paint through a strainer into my sprayer. This color is called Pashmina. It's a really pretty neutral off-white. It's got some really interesting undertones. I'm using the Benjamin Moore Command line in Satin Sheen, and Pashmina is the color. The paint has dried, and it's time to start putting it back together.